think that Peloton ever really need to care about selling a bike or a treadmill. They never needed to worry about that. That was never going to be the strategy. In fact, we have a Peloton bike here in our home. I'm not gonna lie, that seat is a lot. So my wife is definitely the one who uses that. But the reality is we're two people and we only need one bike. So you are never gonna be able to scale this up into the average household, because the average household, many people are renters. There's a limited amount of space that they have. There's a limited amount of capacity. So it was never gonna be the strategy of having multiple bikes or having every household have a bike, because it wasn't really feasible. And so the strategy was always going to have to be these wraparound services. Peloton ran into these really extreme delivery times. So there's 12 weeks or 16 weeks or 20 weeks or 24 weeks, all that type of stuff to get a bike. In fact, I think we waited like 12 weeks for our bike during COVID. And so the idea was is the quicker we can get them into these bikes, the better it is. And that's when they started to have too much supply of the bikes and the treads. The thing that I think that was the big miss here is that it should never have been, we need to get these bikes faster to people. It's, we need to get them signed up for our app faster. Because it turns out our app actually has many things beyond bikes. You can actually go on a great walk or a great jog, or you can do yoga, or you can do stretches. You can do all of those things without those devices. And by the way, we're going to charge you $35.99 for that. And that's really where the value add is. The first thing was assuming that people needed the physical object faster, when in reality is that they needed the experience of being physically fit faster. So it's like focusing on the wrong piece of that puzzle. When you have lots of outside funding, it puts you in this position of, well, I can continue to build the company without thinking about, does my growth and my long-term trajectory actually support this? And that's where the 3,600 people lay off. They were chasing the wrong thing.
And when you think about the jobs to be done in fitness, the goal is getting fit. And there are a lot of solutions that fit that category. But I'm going to narrow that category into how do I get a good workout at home? And that is still very large competition. So you're already in a niche market. And the price point of exercise bikes range between $249 on the low end and $2,200 on the high end. And Peloton ranges very much so in that high end. And so that market is now shrunk. So here you have an already crowded market. If the job to be done is getting fit, you got a lot of competition there. But let's segment that market to getting fit at home. And you also still have a lot of competition, which puts you in the fad business. And just talk about fads. Fitness falls greatly into the fad business because that job to be done is very lasting. People are always trying to find ways to be fit, and it constantly changes. Do you remember Bowflex?
They're back.
They're Tybo. Did you ever have a vibrating belt, B? Or Body by Jake? Did you ever do that? What about the Thigh Master? Jane Fonda's videos. Did you ever do that? 8-minute abs? B, did you ever buy a shake weight?
I did have a shake weight. I did.
Did you have an ab roller?
I did not.
Did you ever have a power balance bracelet?
That is a power balance bracelet.
Did you ever do a power plate or a Nordic track? Or did you ever do Wii Fit? All of these things. These were all fads because they all somehow accomplished, at least temporarily, the job to be done is getting fit at home. When we look at the price of bikes, you're in the premium category of the cost of bikes. It's dubious as to how much of that affluent market you're really capturing when they have many more options like personal trainers and luxury gyms and all of that. I think they were really going for the aspirational affluent market. Peloton was looked at as a flex thing, but then I would ask you, what kind of a flex can someone really stunt with something that has to stay in the house? How many times are they going to post on social media their personal best record? This is a flex that has a limited timeline. So again, I'm putting you in this fad category.
Worldle, whatever the thing that got bought by the New York Times, like they were tweeting out their results. And then 2 weeks into it, people were like, you're kind of a douchebag for doing that. And I feel like that was the same thing with Peloton. First, it was like, oh, this is so cool. Peloton, like, it's really great. And they have like their little community things. And people are like, you're kind of a douchebag for posting that.